The sun was shining brightly, casting a warm glow over the forest. The birds were singing melodious tunes, filling the air with a sense of peace and tranquility. It was a perfect day for a hike. The sky was a clear, brilliant blue, and the temperature was just right, not too hot, not too cold. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a soothing symphony of nature. My friends and I, we were excited. We had been planning this hike for weeks, eagerly anticipating the chance to escape the hustle and bustle of daily life and immerse ourselves in the beauty of the forest. We loved being out in nature. The fresh air, the vibrant greenery, and the sense of adventure always filled us with joy. We had our cameras ready, eager to capture the stunning landscapes and the little wonders we might encounter along the way. We wanted to take some amazing pictures. Each of us had our own unique perspective, and we couldn't wait to see the world through each other's lenses. The forest was our canvas, and we were the artists, ready to create memories that would last a lifetime.
We decided to explore a new trail. It was a path we had never taken before, and the thrill of the unknown beckoned us. We gathered around the trailhead, studying the map and discussing our route. It was off the beaten path, deep in the woods. We weren't worried. We were experienced hikers, confident in our abilities and prepared for any challenges that might come our way. The allure of the unexplored was too strong to resist. We had our trusty dog Major with us. He was more than just a pet. He was a loyal companion and an integral part of our hiking adventures. He was a pit bull, a real gentle giant. Despite his imposing appearance, Major was friendly and affectionate, always eager to make new friends and explore new places.
We laughed and joked as we walked. The camaraderie among us was palpable, and the shared experience of the hike brought us even closer together. We reminisced about past adventures and made plans for future ones. The forest was alive with sounds. Squirrels chattered as they darted through the trees, their bushy tails flicking with excitement. The rustling of leaves and the occasional snap of a twig underfoot added to the symphony of the woods. Birds called to each other, their songs echoing through the canopy. Each call was unique, a testament to the rich biodiversity of the forest. We paused occasionally to listen, marveling at the natural orchestra that surrounded us. We felt happy and free. The worries and stresses of everyday life seemed to melt away with each step we took. The forest had a way of grounding us, reminding us of the simple joys of being alive and connected to the natural world. We didn't know that soon everything would change. The forest, which had seemed so welcoming and serene, would soon reveal a darker, more ominous side. But for now, we were blissfully unaware, lost in the beauty of the moment and the joy of each other's company.
We came across a rusty old sign. It said, "No trespassing." The letters were barely legible, covered in rust and moss, but the message was clear. It was a warning, a boundary we were not supposed to cross. Yet the allure of the unknown was too strong. The sign seemed like a relic from another time, almost daring us to ignore it. We should have turned back, but we didn't. The thrill of adventure was too intoxicating. We exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and defiance in our eyes. The forest beyond the sign seemed to call out to us, promising secrets and mysteries waiting to be uncovered. We convinced ourselves that the sign was outdated, that it didn't apply to us. We were young and foolish. The kind of foolishness that comes with youth, where consequences seem distant and the world feels like a playground. We laughed off the warning, our voices echoing through the trees. We felt invincible, as if nothing could go wrong. The forest was our domain, and we were eager to explore every inch of it. We thought we knew better. We believed that our sense of adventure and curiosity would protect us. We had read stories and watched movies about explorers and adventurers who defied the odds. We saw ourselves in them, confident and unafraid. The idea that something could go wrong never crossed our minds. We were too busy enjoying the thrill of the moment. Major whined. His ears perked up and his tail drooped. He was usually so eager to lead the way, but now he hesitated. His instincts were telling him something was off. We should have paid attention to his warning, but we brushed it off as just a dog's nervousness. He didn't want to go any further. He planted his paws firmly on the ground, refusing to move. We tugged at his leash, coaxing him to continue, but he resisted. It was unusual for him to act this way, and it should have been a red flag. But we were too caught up in our excitement to heed his warning. He could sense something was wrong. Animals have a way of picking up on things that humans often miss. His eyes darted around, his body tense. He was trying to tell us something, but we were too stubborn to listen. We assumed he was just being overly cautious. We should have listened to him. Animals know these things. We kept walking. The forest grew darker. The air felt heavy. The trees seemed to close in around us, their branches forming a canopy that blocked out the light. The atmosphere changed, becoming more oppressive with each step we took. It felt as if the forest itself was warning us to turn back, like something was watching us. An eerie silence fell over the forest, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. We felt an invisible presence, eyes that we couldn't see but could feel. It was unsettling, but we pushed the feeling aside, attributing it to our overactive imaginations. We were determined to continue, convinced that the forest held something extraordinary just beyond our reach. But we were too caught up in our adventure to notice. The excitement of the unknown drove us forward, blinding us to the signs around us. We laughed and joked, trying to shake off the growing sense of unease. We were explorers, adventurers, and nothing was going to stop us. Little did we know, we were walking into something far more sinister than we could have ever imagined. The forest went quiet, eerily quiet. The birds stopped singing. The squirrels disappeared. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. We felt uneasy. A shiver ran down my spine.
My friend Mark, he laughed. He told us not to be scared. He said it was just our imaginations. But deep down we all felt it. Something was wrong, very wrong. We should have turned back then, while we still could.
We stumbled upon a clearing. It was an unexpected find, hidden deep within the dense forest. The trees parted to reveal a space that seemed untouched for years, a secret kept by nature itself. In the center stood an old, dilapidated building. Its presence was eerie, almost as if it had been waiting for someone to discover it. The structure was a stark contrast to the vibrant greenery surrounding it. It looked like it had been abandoned for years. Vines had claimed the walls, weaving through the cracks and crevices, as if nature was trying to reclaim what was once hers. The building seemed to whisper stories of a forgotten past. The windows were boarded up. Each plank of wood was weathered and worn, telling tales of countless seasons that had come and gone. It was clear that no light had entered those rooms for a very long time. The door hung by its hinges. It swayed slightly in the breeze, creaking softly as if it was sighing. The once sturdy entrance now seemed fragile, barely holding on to its place. Curiosity got the better of us. We exchanged glances, each of us wondering what secrets lay within those crumbling walls. The allure of the unknown was too strong to resist. We had to see what was inside. The decision was unanimous. With a mix of excitement and apprehension, we approached the building, our footsteps crunching on the overgrown path.
Mark went first. He was always the bravest among us, or perhaps the most curious. He took a deep breath and stepped forward, leading the way into the unknown. He pushed open the creaking door. The sound echoed through the clearing, a haunting reminder of the building's age. We followed close behind, our hearts pounding with anticipation. The air inside was thick with dust and decay. Each breath felt heavy, filled with the remnants of a time long past. Dust particles danced in the beams of light that managed to sneak through the cracks. Cobwebs hung from every corner. They were like delicate curtains, spun by the spiders that had made this place their home. It was as if time had stood still within these walls. It smelled like something had died in there. The stench was overwhelming, a mix of mold, rot, and something unidentifiable. It was a smell that clung to the back of your throat, making it hard to breathe. Old furniture, covered in a thick layer of dust, stood as silent witnesses to the passage of time. Chairs and tables, once used and cherished, now sat in disarray, forgotten and decaying. Broken picture frames lay scattered on the floor. The glass was shattered, and the photos within were faded and torn. They were glimpses into the lives of those who once called this place home. The wallpaper was peeling, revealing the bare walls beneath. The patterns, once vibrant, were now faded and barely recognizable. It was a testament to the relentless march of time. We cautiously moved from room to room, each step revealing more of the building's secrets. Every corner held a new discovery, a piece of the puzzle that was this abandoned place. An old staircase led to the upper floor. The wood creaked under our weight, each step a reminder of the building's fragile state. We ascended slowly, unsure of what we might find above. The attic was filled with old belongings. Boxes of forgotten items covered in dust were stacked haphazardly. It was a treasure trove of memories, left behind and untouched for years. Among the clutter, we found an old journal. Its pages were yellowed with age, and the handwriting was faded but still legible. It was a window into the past, a story waiting to be told. We gathered around and began to read. The journal spoke of a family who had lived here, their joys and sorrows, their hopes and dreams. It was a poignant reminder of the lives that had once filled this now silent place. As we left the building, we couldn't help but feel a sense of connection to those who had come before us. The abandoned building, once a mystery, had shared its secrets with us, leaving us with a deeper appreciation for the passage of time and the stories that lie hidden in forgotten places. The building was dark, we could barely see.
Mark took out his camera. He wanted to take a picture. He used the flash to illuminate the room.
The flash revealed something terrifying. A face, staring at us from the darkness.
Its eyes glowed red. Its teeth were bared in a silent snarl.
We screamed. Mark dropped his camera. The face vanished back into the shadows. We didn't know what it was, but we knew we had to get out of there.
We ran. We didn't stop running until we were out of the woods. We didn't even look back. We were terrified.
We tried to forget what we had seen, but the memory haunted us. The face, the red eyes, the silence of the woods. It was a nightmare.
We knew we couldn't keep it to ourselves. We had to tell someone, but who would believe us? We sounded crazy, even to ourselves. We couldn't let it go. We had to know what we saw. We decided to go back, but this time we were armed. We had guns.
We found the clearing. The building was still there. It looked even more sinister in the daylight. We approached cautiously, our hearts pounding in our chests.
We searched the building, every nook and cranny, but we found nothing. No sign of the creature. No explanation for the face in the photograph.
We never went back to the woods, but the woods never left us. We were haunted by what we had seen. I started having nightmares. The face in the darkness, the glowing red eyes.
I would wake up in a cold sweat. My friends, they weren't doing any better. Mark, he became withdrawn. He wouldn't talk about what happened. He wouldn't even look at the photographs.
Then one day, Mark disappeared. He was gone, without a trace. We knew in our hearts that the woods had taken him.
I still have the photograph, the one Mark took, the face in the darkness. It stares back at me, mocking me.
I know I have to do something. I have to go back to the woods. I have to find Mark. I have to face the terror, even if it's the last thing I do.